So with me now is Simon Lewis, a Professor of Global Change Science at UCL and the University of Leeds. And I've also got with me the climate activist and environmental scientist, Laura Young. So Simon, to you first of all, what do you think? What did you make of that stock-taking session? Are we close to an agreement?
Well, it's hard not to be moved by the speeches of the small island states for whom this is an existential crisis. And it did seem that there is goodwill in the room to accept some close version of this text and come out with a deal. We didn't see really strong objections to the whole thing, just portions of it. And there was these huddles at the beginning where countries were, and groups of countries, trying to iron out the last differences. But I suspect that we will get over the line. But what we need to remember is that this is just an incremental step. We're still far from 1.5 degrees C.
But let's look at some of those objections. I mean, India was particularly passionate, weren't they? They were worried about the language around phasing out fossil fuels or phasing out coal and fossil fuel subsidies.
Yeah, so they make the argument that some fossil fuel subsidies for the poorest members of society, for example, to get them cooking on gas rather than cooking on wood, is a beneficial subsidy. But that's already covered in the agreement by saying inefficient subsidies. So hopefully that language can stay. But these are the last details going forward.
Another key area that we've been hearing has been causing problems, Laura, on the sidelines is about carbon markets. Gabon not happy about that, for example. Remind us why this is a contentious issue.
This is a really important thing that we've been stuck on for a while. This is one of the things coming into this COP26 we knew was going to be a bit of a problem, and it's not surprising that on the final day we are still talking about it. And this is this idea that particularly richer nations can cook the books, as a phrase being thrown around, trying to offset. That's the word that we're kind of more comfortable with. That's maybe a word more people understand. And part of the problem is the atmosphere, our world, it counts all of the carbon that we emit. And that's why we need to be lowering emissions rather than working out how we can cleverly offset or use accounting to kind of take away. And it's particularly richer nations who want to use this as a way of kind of avoiding carbon emissions or kind of offsetting in that way, but also some of the more developing nations who have lots of forestry. This is a real concern for them in the way that they can use their emissions. And so this is something that we are still sticking on, and that is something that we heard, and it's an issue that's been here for a while, and so hopefully it's not something that stops us from moving across the line today. And
we heard the COP president, Alok Sharma, talking about uploading new documents. I mean, Simon Lewis, we don't know what changes might have been made, but if the document stays pretty much as was in the third draft that we got about 8 o'clock this morning, who will be happy at the end of this? Will this benefit some countries more than others?
Well, countries are looking for a balance. They're looking to be able to go home and say, I got something good for my country. But what we have to kind of step back and also say is what's good for the climate. And where are we with the climate? And we're currently on track for 2.4 degrees C warming. That is really catastrophic impact. More than 1 billion...
That's taking into account all the pledges that have been made so far.
All the pledges made so far. We are not on track to meet the Paris Agreement, which is to keep temperatures under 2 degrees C warming and preferably to 1.5 degrees C warming. So we're not yet anywhere close to that. And there's one part of the agreement which I really hope stays in the next draft, which is that countries should come back next year with improved climate plans. And that's the way to keep 1.5 alive, to say, OK, we've got another 12 months to again get plans much better and get emissions down finally.
Do you agree with that, Laura? This kind of ratchet mechanism was supposed to be every 5 years. I think it's 5 to 10 years. I think you told me that the other day, but
yeah.
5 years that countries were supposed to come back. That would have been 2025 because this COP should have been last year. But this idea that they should come back much, much sooner, in just a year's time, does that make you feel more hopeful that the 1.5 can be kept alive?
I think it does, because 5 years is a long time and lots can happen in that. So we do need something every single year, and it's because it's important that we stay on top of what our carbon emissions are. We talk a lot about 1.5, but we know that right now at 1.2, how many stories have we already heard about the impacts? Every fraction of a degree counts. It's not just the difference between 1.5 and 2, although that is catastrophic.